Wherever you are, however you're feeling, I want you to stop for just a moment. I want you to breathe. Close your eyes if you can and take a deep, deliberate breath. Feel that? That's life. That's opportunity coursing through your veins. That's the beating of your heart reminding you that you're alive. And let me tell you something powerful. This is your time. Not yesterday. Not tomorrow. Not someday when the stars align perfectly in the sky. It's not a mythical future waiting for you to catch up. No, it's now. This moment, this day, this breath, it's your time. And I need you to hear this, not just with your ears but with your soul. 1. Why do we wait? So often, we tell ourselves, not yet. I'll start when I feel ready. I'll take that leap when the timing is right. I'll go after my dream once I've saved enough, learned enough, done enough. But let me ask you this. How many moments have you already let slip through your fingers because you were waiting for perfection? How many dreams have you postponed because fear whispered, "What if you fail?" Let me tell you a hard truth. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap. Perfection doesn't exist, and readiness is an illusion. The conditions will never be ideal. But here's the good news. You don't need perfect conditions to begin. All you need is the courage to start. 2. The power of choice. Right now, at this very moment, you're standing at a crossroads. One path leads to the same comfortable, predictable existence you've always known. It's the easy route. No risks, no failures. But there's another path, a harder one. It's rocky, it's steep, it's uncertain. But at the end of it, your dream, your potential, your best self. Here's the thing. No one can force you to walk that second path. No one can make you chase your dreams, face your fears, or push through the pain. The choice is entirely yours. That's the beauty of life. You have the power to choose. Will you settle for comfort, or will you fight for greatness? Will you let fear dictate your future, or will you rise above it? Every decision you make, big or small, is shaping your destiny. 3. The clock is ticking. Let's talk about time. It's the most precious resource we have, yet we treat it like it's infinite. We waste hours scrolling through social media, worrying about things we can't control, or replaying past mistakes. But here's the harsh reality. Time doesn't wait. Every second that passes is a second you'll never get back. And the worst thing you can do is reach the end of your life and realize you didn't live it fully. Imagine looking back and saying, "I could have done more. I could have been more." But here's the good news. That moment is not today. You're still here. You're still breathing. And that means you still have time. But you have to use it wisely. Don't let it slip away. Don't waste another minute doubting yourself or playing small. 4. You're stronger than you think. You've been through hard times before, haven't you? You've faced challenges that seemed insurmountable, and yet here you are. You've survived heartbreak, failure, loss, and disappointment. You've fallen, but you've gotten back up every single time. You know what that means? It means you're resilient. It means you're capable of more than you give yourself credit for. The voice in your head that says, "I'm not good enough," is lying. The fear that tells you, "I can't do it," is lying. You are strong. You are capable. And you are ready. 5. Turning pain into power. Let's talk about your pain. I know you've been hurt. I know you've faced struggles that have left scars, visible or not. But here's the thing. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is a teacher. Every setback, every failure, every heartbreak, it's shaping you. It's building your character, your strength, your wisdom. So instead of running from your pain, embrace it. Use it. Let it fuel your fire. Let it remind you why you started. Some of the greatest successes in history were born from pain. Oprah Winfrey, who overcame unimaginable hardships, became one of the most influential women in the world. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, but emerged to lead a nation. These people didn't let their pain break them, they let it drive them. You can do the same. 6. The myth of overnight success. Let's get one thing straight. Success isn't instant. It's not glamorous, and it's not easy. It's waking up early, staying up late, and putting in the work when no one is watching. It's taking one step forward even when it feels like the world is pushing you 2 steps back. It's falling 7 times and getting up 8. And yes, there will be days when you want to quit. Days when you feel like the progress is too slow, the obstacles too big, and the dream too far away. But those are the days that matter most. Because success isn't about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you rise. 7. What are you waiting for? Think about the people you admire most, the ones who inspire you. Do you know what they all have in common? They started. They didn't wait for the perfect moment, and they didn't let fear hold them back. They took the leap. They risked failure. And because of that, they achieved greatness. So, what are you waiting for? The world doesn't need more dreamers. It needs more doers. It needs people who are willing to take action, to fail, to learn, and to grow. 8. Your legacy. At the end of your life, what do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered as someone who played it safe, who stayed in their comfort zone and let fear win? Or do you want to be remembered as someone who dared to dream, who took risks, and who lived fully and unapologetically? Your legacy is being written every day. Every decision you make, every action you take. It's all adding up to the story of your life. Make it a story worth telling. 9. Closing. The call to action. Right now, in this very moment, you have a choice. You can let this speech be just words. You can nod your head, feel inspired for a few minutes, and then go back to your old habits. Or you can decide that today is the day you change. The day you take action. The day you stop waiting and start living. Because this is your time. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Not when it feels right. Now. So, what will you do with it? Will you rise, or will you let it pass you by? The choice is yours. But remember this. The world is waiting for you. Your dream is waiting for you. And your time? It's here. This is your time. Now go take it. 10. Why most people fail to act. Let's dive deeper into why so many of us fail to seize the moment. What's stopping us? What's stopping you? Most people fail not because they lack talent, resources, or opportunity. They fail because of one thing: fear. Fear of failure. Fear of judgment. Fear of change. Fear of the unknown. Fear is like a shadow. It looms large and intimidating, but it only exists because of the light. Fear shows up when you're about to step into something bigger than yourself. It's a sign that you're standing on the edge of growth. But let me tell you this: fear is not your enemy. Fear is a compass. It points directly at what you value most. The things you're most afraid of are often the things you're meant to pursue. Scared to start that business? It's because you care about success. Nervous to share your art with the world? It's because your heart is in it. Afraid to fail? It's because you want it so badly. So, what if, instead of running from fear, you leaned into it? What if you saw fear not as a warning to stop, but as a signal to go? 11. The lie of someday. Let's talk about the word someday. Someday I'll take that trip. Someday I'll chase my dream. Someday I'll be happy. Do you know what someday really means? It means never. It's a comfortable excuse we use to avoid the discomfort of action. But here's the truth. There is no someday. There is only today. The calendar will never say someday. The clock will never strike someday o'clock. The only time you have is now. Every time you say someday, you're gambling with your life. You're betting that there will always be more time, more chances, more tomorrows. But life doesn't work that way. The only guarantee you have is this moment. So, stop waiting for someday. Make today the day you start. 12. The power of one step. One of the biggest mistakes we make is thinking we have to do it all at once. We look at the mountain ahead of us, the dream, the goal, the vision, and it feels overwhelming. How can I possibly get there? It's too big, too far, too hard. But here's the thing. You don't have to climb the entire mountain today. All you have to do is take one step. Just one. That one step might be small, but it's powerful. Because once you take it, you realize the mountain isn't as intimidating as it seemed. And then you take another step, and another. Before you know it, you've built momentum. Think about it. Writing one page every day will eventually turn into a book. Saving a few dollars every day will grow into a financial safety net. Spending 10 minutes a day practicing a skill will make you a master over time. Small steps, taken consistently, lead to big results. So, ask yourself, what's one step I can take today? 13. The stories we tell ourselves. Let's take a moment to talk about the stories you tell yourself. Because those stories shape your reality. I'm not smart enough. I'm not talented enough. I'm too old, too young, too broken, too busy. Sound familiar? These are the lies we tell ourselves to stay safe. They're the excuses we use to justify inaction. But here's the truth. Those stories are not facts. They're just narratives. And the amazing thing about narratives is that you can change them. What if, instead of telling yourself, "I can't," you started saying, "I can"? What if you replaced, "I'm not ready," with, "I'm prepared enough to begin"? What if you believed, deep in your soul, that you are capable of achieving greatness? Your thoughts are powerful. They can either hold you back or propel you forward. So, choose carefully. Choose thoughts that lift you up, not drag you down. 14. The people around you. You've heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Take a moment to think about your circle. Are the people around you lifting you higher, or are they holding you back? Are they inspiring you to be better, or are they reinforcing your doubts? Sometimes, the hardest part of growth is outgrowing the people who no longer serve your journey. It's not easy to walk away from friendships or relationships that are rooted in comfort. But if those relationships are keeping you stuck, you owe it to yourself to let go. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, people who challenge you, support you, and celebrate your wins. Seek out mentors, friends, and communities that align with your vision, because the right people will remind you of your greatness, even on the days you forget. 15. The gift of failure. Let's talk about failure, because it's one of the most misunderstood concepts in the world. Most people see failure as the end, as proof that they're not good enough. But failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a part of success. Think about a baby learning to walk. They fall dozens, even hundreds of times before they take their first step. But do they ever stop trying? No, because failure isn't final, it's feedback. When Thomas Edison was inventing the light bulb, he failed 1,000 times. But he didn't call them failures. He called them experiments. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before someone finally took a chance on Harry Potter. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but he didn't let that stop him from becoming one of the greatest athletes of all time. Failure is a teacher. It shows you what doesn't work so you can find what does. So, don't fear failure. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it make you stronger. 16. The power of gratitude. Amidst all your striving and dreaming, don't forget to be grateful. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have. When you focus on what you have, rather than what you lack, your perspective shifts. Gratitude reminds you that you are already blessed. It fuels your spirit and gives you the strength to keep going. Take a moment right now to think about what you're grateful for. The people who love and support you. The opportunities you've been given. The fact that you're alive and capable of pursuing your dreams. Gratitude doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean you stop striving for more. It simply means appreciating the journey while you work toward the destination. 17. Your unique purpose. Let me tell you something extraordinary. There has never been, and will never be, another you. You are one of a kind. Your experiences, your talents, your passions, they're uniquely yours. And the world needs what only you can offer. You weren't born to blend in. You weren't born to live someone else's life. You were born to shine, to stand out, to make an impact. So, stop comparing yourself to others. Stop trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. Instead, embrace your uniqueness. Lean into what makes you different, because that's where your magic lies. 18. The ripple effect. When you choose to step into your power, you don't just change your life. You change the lives of everyone around you. Your courage inspires others to be courageous. Your success shows others what's possible. Your light gives others permission to shine. Think about the people who will benefit from your decision to go after your dream. Maybe it's your family. Maybe it's your community. Maybe it's someone you haven't even met yet. Every action you take creates a ripple effect. So, when you rise, you lift others with you. 19. The only competition that matters. We live in a world that's obsessed with competition. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others. What they have, what they've achieved, how they look, how they live. But here's the truth. The only person you're competing against is yourself. Your goal is not to be better than anyone else. Your goal is to be better than you were yesterday, to grow, to learn, to evolve. So, stop wasting energy comparing your journey to someone else's. Focus on your own path, because that's where your power lies. 20. Final call to action. You've heard the words. You've felt the fire. Now it's time to act. Close your eyes for a moment and picture the life you want. Not the life you're settling for, the life you truly want. See it, feel it, believe it. Now, open your eyes. That life is waiting for you, but it's not going to come to you. You have to go to it. Take the first step. Make the call. Write the plan. Do the work. Because this is your time. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more holding back. This is your time to dream, to create, to live fully and unapologetically. This is your time to rise, to shine, to become everything you were meant to be. This is your time. Now go make it count.